A new hour brings a new chapter in the long and storied life of an American institution. For 102 years, whenever this country went to war, Walter Reed was there for our wounded warriors. It's still going to be there in somewhat different form, in a different location for generations to come. But today, the Army retired the facility's flags ahead of its move next month to Bethesda, Maryland. There, it will merge with the National Naval Medical Center. The ceremony you're looking at is called Casing of the Colors, and it was 6 years in the making. In 2005, a military panel decided to shutter the hospital that's treated privates and presidents and every rank in between. Money was the main reason, but Walter Reed also was showing its age. In 2007, an annex was found to be ridden with vermin and mold, and the highest ranks of the Pentagon had to answer for it. But I want to look ahead now to the new Walter Reed, to the challenge of living up to its own past with my CNN colleague Barbara Starr at the Pentagon. Also with us, Todd Bowers, Deputy Executive Director of the Iraq and Afghanistan Veterans of America. He's a U.S. Marine. I will not say former. There's no such thing. But Todd, tell me, what does Walter Reed mean to the men and women in uniform?
Well, I think the best way to sum it up is that it's history, but at the same time, it's also something that is very powerful, because when you first arrive at Walter Reed, you've been injured. And so then to make that next step and to be able to see where you're going to move on from life can make it somewhat of a scary place. But you also know that it's got the best care that our nation has to offer, and that's what folks find out once they are admitted.
Barbara, tell us, if you can, the decision, all about this decision to pack it up and move it. What's behind this?
Well, you know, Randy, this has been going on for years. This is part of what the Pentagon calls base closure. They try and shut down either out-of-date or inefficient bases. In the case of Walter Reed, it was an aging facility showing its age. There was plenty of new medical technology that needed to be brought in for the troops, and they decided that rather than spend the money refurbishing a 102-year-old hospital, although the building we mainly see, obviously, on TV where the troops are treated is much newer, that they would move it all over to Bethesda, build a new facility, consolidate everything. This is a hospital that has treated not only tens of thousands of local military personnel, but of course tens of thousands from the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. So it was time to sort of move ahead, start with a new facility. But I have to tell you, the facility they are opening up at Bethesda is now doubled in cost from what they originally estimated, so it's still not clear how much money they're really saving.
Todd, let's talk a little bit more about Walter Reed. I mean, is it considered, do you think, a symbol of commitment to our troops?
I think it is, because with all the controversy that we saw in 2007, as you mentioned, a lot of people had to answer what was going on over there. And with the new facilities being built, it's something that we've seen a commitment from our government to take care of these service members and, very importantly, their families as well. We've had 18,000 folks go through Walter Reed alone. That's incredible when you think about the sheer size and scope of the amount of treatment that they're giving these folks. With the new facility at Bethesda, they're going to be able to have more knowledge and understanding about things such as traumatic brain injury, post-traumatic stress, and really be able to take these injuries that we have never seen before because of advances in medical technology and make sure that they're taken care of on all fronts.
So are the troops happy about this?
I think they are going to be. You know, the more they see of the new facility, the more excited I think they're going to get. Now, with that said, Walter Reed has some incredible history. The old statues, the stories from there. You know, I was surprised today at the ceremony when I saw actually tears coming to people's eyes as this gorgeous, magnificent facility shuts down. But the new one is going to be fantastic. You know, they're basically going from a 1967 Corvette, which is beautiful, and they're getting a 2010, you know, sports car, which is just really exciting to see.
It sure is. Barbara, I know we talked about the decision and what was behind the decision to close up shop there at this facility, but how much do you think the 2007 scandal with the mice and the mold might have played a role in that?
Well, I think they moved beyond that a bit by fixing Walter Reed up and fixing up the patient housing areas for outpatients once they got out of the main wards. But make no mistake, veterans groups are keeping an eye on this whole new Bethesda situation very carefully, and on the wounded care facilities across the country, because there's so many of them now. You know, a lot of people may think the wars are winding up, but there are tens of thousands of troops across this country who need help, who are in wounded care facilities, and people are keeping a really close eye on them to make sure that kind of scandal doesn't repeat itself.
All right, Barbara Starr, Todd Bowers, appreciate it. Thank you so much.